All right, my people, hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. This is Rokani David here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. Now, Arsenal really do have what we call a double injury bust. And I tell you, it has been confirmed by the manager, and then a fly on the wall of Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously let us know that these two have even been included in the squad of Arsenal to face a team known as Newcastle. Welcome to this channel. So much like button, comment, and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and I just love everything that you guys are really doing in here, and you guys are really making it a point that we really put in the service. So guys, continue to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, the manager of Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously come out and obviously speak out, speak out on what we call the situation of his sick bay. And right now, we read that Arteta, on if there are any fresh injury concerns, he said Bukayo Saka probably is going to be in the squad, so good news. Riccardo Calafiori probably in the squad as well. Timber not in the squad. So these two are into the squad of Arsenal, and the manager has really gone ahead to obviously embrace that, and everyone has gone ahead to take that box. And even the hand of Arsenal, the fly on the wall of Arsenal said Arsenal duo Bukayo Saka and Calafiori have been included in the squad for the Newcastle fixture tomorrow. Remains to be seen if they can make the official matchday team sheet. Now, being included in the squad, right, and making it to the official matchday team sheet are totally different things altogether. That is it. Because some people might think that it's really easy to obviously making it to the team sheet because it calls in for a lot, by the way, because you need to pass that test, and they need to obviously come up and really approve that, yes, indeed, you've gone ahead to pass that test, and the physios see you in the right shape. Because for a player, or for any player of Arsenal right now, even if he feels an ego that can really hesitate him from playing, he's like, I need to play the next 5 games. Because if Arsenal lift the trophy, those players will be seen as heroes. I tell you, those players will be seen as heroes. I tell you. So that's exactly how Arsenal is, and what a double injury bust, because we all know what Bukayo Saka means to this squad. And in games like these, Saka can come in through and obviously elevate the levels and see to it that the club of Arsenal finds themselves in a position of really winning these games and putting them to bed. I tell you. So that's all about Bukayo Saka and Riccardo Calafiori. They are into the Arsenal squad, and in a moment like this, every weapon that Arsenal has needs to be at Arteta's disposal, because that's the only way they'll come up and obviously shock teams and really send a message that we are not here to play and we're here to do the big boy thing. You understand? So that's exactly what we're really having in here for those. So that means that Mikel Merino and Julian Timber looks like they are the only players that are really sick and not ready to obviously participate in this encounter. Now, Arteta was asked about Arteta on how Bukayo Saka has been this week. He said, we have given him some time because there was a moment that he was struggling to sustain the performances because he wasn't comfortable at all, and we've done that so he had the right treatment, the right space. He had some times as well for himself, and now it's the most important part of the season, and he's back with us. Now, if you remember how Bukayo Saka started the season and how he started the previous season of 2024-2025, if he can come up and obviously give Arsenal those assists and those goals in the remaining 5 games, then Arsenal will win the trophy, because all what Arsenal need is to come up and obviously score goals. That is it. Win games and obviously put out a very huge margin. And the beauty of Arsenal is that they don't concede very many goals. That's how and that's where they obviously concede, and that's how they obviously come in through to put in a very huge shift in there altogether. So the manager knows it that they never wanted to obviously rush him back. And they need to eat that by the time they bring him back and unleash him, would have gone ahead to rest enough, and he would be ready for these 5 games. Remember, ever since that game of the Carabao Cup finale, he had not kicked a ball for the club of Arsenal. That is Bukayo Saka. So he is, and the manager is like, yes, he's in the right shape. We've really waited for him to obviously even get enough rest, his body to regain more energy and feel like he's ready to go for this particular encounter in there for you. So who starts? Who is going to be on the bench? Whether Calafiori starts or Saka starts, I tell you that will be coming up in the match preview. I think I'll upload the match preview video early morning. I'm obviously going to schedule it early morning. It will be premiering onto this beautiful channel of ours. Now, Arteta was again asked another question about the star boy who goes by names of Bukayo Saka on how hungry Saka is to be back. He said he was in great spirits today. You can see that the sun is shining and that he's back with the team because he had a different energy. He's been through a tough period. We certainly missed him and he's back with us now. So obviously, I tell you, even if he's not hitting his big form, even if the manager wants him, or me, Rokani, I'm like, Arsenal should dispose of Bukayo Saka because I think they deserve something better, that cannot let me say that he should be injured and Arsenal isn't missing him. They miss him because if you have Saka and Noni Madueke, the competition levels are really different. And Saka also knows to it that now there is a player who can play his position and he's not being missed. Because this season, Odegaard has been injured and not being missed. Though I believe that he is really very pivotal into how Arsenal play through the central axis of all those teams in there. Saka the same. I've seen Martinelli, I've seen Trossard, and very many others. Gabriel Jesus being injured. I know Arsenal fan was like, we are missing out on Gabriel Jesus. You understand? So I want to let you know that the club of Arsenal has seen Saka in a great shape, and he was pushing and hungry to get back. And obviously, it's been a tough period for him because it was like, I wish I was here, but the manager was like, we cannot rush you in because we feel like you aren't ready for this. But finally, the lad is really ready. And then the manager went ahead to obviously get asked the last question about Bukayo Saka. The English, when their player really returns, they really have lots of questions into there. Arteta on how important it is for Saka to have time for himself, like last season when he went on holiday while injured. Arteta said, because it was a long-term injury, I think it was a good moment for him as well to reflect on that, to have some peace, because we've been constantly asking and demanding of him. And it was a moment to say, okay, now, when you feel ready, let us know and we'll go for it. Now, there is no time for Saka to rest. And I think that should be known right now, because there is no way the England national team goes to the World Cup without Bukayo Saka. He'll make it to the England national squad. No doubt about it. They'll take Saka with them unless otherwise Saka is injured. So the good thing is that he has been really having injuries, and in the World Cup, I don't think that is going to be one of those players that the England national team will obviously depend on, because they'll be having lots of other players that can come in and obviously play into that position of Bukayo Saka particularly. So I think he will rest, and if you ask me of the teams that might obviously play into the final of the World Cup, England is one of those. And my top favorites are known. It's Brazil, then Spain, Portugal, and England. France too can come up and put out a show, but those are really very important teams that will come up and obviously put out a show, I tell you. So, in other words, Saka will be Sakaring, and all will be well. Now, let's go to Calafiori Riccardo. The manager was asked onto the fitness levels of Riccardo Calafiori, and this is what the manager came up and obviously said. The manager said, "You accept certain situations because it is what it is, but we are trying to implement a lot of things to give ourselves a better chance. He's been much better this season than he was in the previous season. He was really unlucky in the previous season that he had last year as well. He's putting so much into it as well, and hopefully we can keep him fit." So, by the way, that backline of Arsenal lacks a lot of composure, and ball orientation skills. Remember, if you're not having Julian Timber and Calafiori, your best ball holders in those out areas of the pitch, and when it comes to them inverting the pitch, then a lot is not going on well. Now, if you're not having two of those, it's bad. It's you're having one of those, it's half bad, meaning that if Calafiori returns and really plays these remaining games, it's really going to be important for the club of Arsenal, I tell you, because this lad is one of a kind. And Arsenal has been beating very many teams because of having Julian Timber and Calafiori as the right backs and left backs. Look at those teams, look at those games where Arsenal has had Timber as the right back and Calafiori as the left back, with Martin Odegaard through the center. Arsenal really plays beautiful football because they do have a lot to put out in there for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Your reactions to Bukayo Saka and Calafiori past fit for Newcastle encounter are welcome in the comment section below. The match review will be coming up early morning, at 7 a.m. sharp. I'm gonna be really scheduling it up there, and you guys will find it there and you will enjoy it. I'm out. Bye bye.